What's up, y'all? Welcome to Girlopedic. It's your home of therapeutic girl talk. And today, we're going to do a Q&A video, but kind of not traditional. We're going to mix it up, okay? We are going to answer questions that are from the subscribees. And then we're going to also answer some questions that I found. And we're going to do quick fire. They're going to, rapid fire. So we're just going to go back to back with them, all right? The first question, what's more important to you, perception or truth?
Truth.
And why?
Because I feel like with perception, it's as it relates to my own life, it's not my job to control how people perceive me. I can only present to you what I know to be true. The truth is always going to stand. I can't worry about how someone else perceives me. So that's why I personally would choose the truth. Because perception isn't always the truth. Perception is literally one's viewpoint. It could be true or not true. So it lives in the same family as an opinion almost. Yeah. So I'm choosing truth.
I agree with that because I'm definitely big on still like being accountable for others, right? But even in that, you can't control people's perception of you, right? So all I know is I can be the best that I can be. I can try to live or live according to what God wants me to do. But outside of that, you can be doing all the right things and still be perceived negatively.
Yes. Yep.
So you can't control that, and if you do if you live by that, it have you in a chokehold. So yeah, the truth doesn't need any help. Like the truth is the truth. So it stands alone.
Yep.
That's it. I've learned not to even try to defend what's already true.
Yeah. Because you can't change it.
Yeah.
Truth for me too, but I can't add anything or take away.
Okay. Let's see. What do you value more in a person, their intention or their action?
Because I want to say one thing, but I feel like it's very matter of fact with the way the question's asked. So I'm going to go with actions. Only because intentions can change, good or bad. But if you're showing me something, like that means more to me than intentions. But I was gonna say intentions only because intentions is the start. So if your intentions are pure from the beginning, then I'm nothing. So listen.
I think intentions.
Intentions for you?
Yeah, because sometimes you may have an intention and it may not come off the best, but if you are able to communicate where whoa, I didn't intend it to be like that, I intended it to be like this. I would say intentions, but I also think they kind of go hand in hand. Like your intentions will lead your actions.
To your actions, exactly.
So I think it starts with having the right intentions.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I agree with both of you. And I think that's maybe why it's kind of a heavy question, because actions are so important, right? I think intention does run out. The excuse of the intent, right? Because you can say that I didn't intend to hurt you, but if you keep doing it,
right,
then whether you intend it or not, it doesn't matter. It keeps happening.
Your action is
it's the action that I'm hurt now, and then I'm left to recover in whatever relational aspect that is. So
that's a good one.
Dang. I guess I'm gonna say action. How do you remain content in a vulnerable season?
You said it right there, Jesus.
Said this last
What does that look like practically?
I'm gonna say what you said last time, because I'm glad that you did that. I'm gonna get a little spiritual here, and it's literally faith in Jesus. And that could look like being intentional, knowing that everything's gonna work out. But when you're like in a vulnerable state, there's no other strength besides from the Lord to get you through that state. Because when you're in a vulnerable state, you're liable to do whatever you want, I guess, essentially, or whatever you need to do to not feel that uncomfortableness with that comes with vulnerability. So without his strength of actually keeping you, like one track of mind, it wouldn't be possible for me, at least. Because I remember I could just even compare being in vulnerable states when I didn't have faith and being in vulnerable states when I do have faith, and it looks totally different. It looks like me just trying to figure it out on my way, do it my way without him, whereas with him there's more of like a peace about it. I don't know. I know it's cliche, but
That's it.
I mean,
that's it.
The only thing that I can add to that is going in each day with a like set mindset, as far as I think sometimes in a vulnerable season it's easy to kind of waver or to be like down, or for the smallest thing to have you feeling away. I just think you have to choose your emotion and stick to it, if you will.
Yeah.
At least for me, because I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now in the vulnerable season. I've had to learn to be in control in that capacity of my day. And not what's happening to me in that day, but how I approach that day, my outlook of that day. Because the truth of the matter is, that's how far my control goes. is what
our emotions don't dictate what the future would be. We're living in that emotion for the right now. And sometimes our emotions can lie to us. Like, we could feel one way about something and not even know the outcome. That's just how we feel. And don't get me wrong, it's important to acknowledge those feelings and sit through them and deal with them, but we shouldn't dwell on them. We shouldn't dwell on those emotions, because that's when we start getting into other stuff, when we have the peace of God that's gonna get us through. So
choose that.
Yeah. And I feel like too, just having God in those moments are important, because even though he's able to feel with us, his perception as to what's really going on is so much different than ours. And it could just give us a lot of peace in knowing that. So it's definitely for
peace
me
and
to,
perspective, right?
to have that connection to him, because people don't know what you're going through like God knows what you're going through. And sometimes you can't even necessarily put it in words what you're experiencing, but he knows, and because he knows that, he's able to do things for you that'll bring healing to that, so that you can be content when you're vulnerable, or when you're in seasons where people on the outside like, she should really be in a lot of pain right now, but you can be content in that season because you've spent that time with God, or just opened yourself up to him to fill you with the things that you actually need.
Exactly.
And too, if you're to your point about filling you with the things that you actually need, maybe rest assured that if you're in a vulnerable season, you really already have what you need to get through it. Just tap into that. All right, next question. Your significant other stays over the night at an ex's house to spend more time with their child. Is this acceptable?
No. You need to get think.
I heard ex and I'm like,
no. No.
Why do we need a family dynamic like that in your
What? Because why?
He's trying to spend more time.
Okay, he can come over.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't act like your child don't have our child. Because if we together,
it's our child.
I'm looking at that like that's my child too. So don't act like we don't have a room for him at the house.
Why is the boy already? Y'all keep talking about the child.
Or we can go over to X's house together. She got a room for us.
You know what?
Because I'm not about to play these games.
Okay, and to be quite honest, why? In that situation, why are you acting as if mom and dad need to hang out with you together? You don't have to have that to have a...
You're really setting the child up, because they don't think that they together. Really, they just playing around for the sake of him.
Because I came from a blended family, and it ain't none of that.
Right. But what if that's the only way that he can actually be with his child?
That's not the only way.
Take her to court. Because at that point, you need to go to court, because that ain't right. She's clearly withholding your child that you have all right of sin, take her behind the court.
Hello, because no.
Next question. What do you value more? A higher compensation or a better work-life balance?
Oof. Better work-life balance, baby.
Yeah,
Stress-free me, please.
For mental health.
Absolutely. As someone, I think we've been working for at least 10 years. And I remember when I started, give me all the money.
Mm-hmm.
Once I reached like my mid-20s, and I'm like working like a Hebrew slave, ain't going, y'all, I'm sick, ain't going traveling, just work. No, that I literally was physically sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me work-life balance, please.
Yeah, because they'll work you to death.
Yeah.
And then when you gone and you broke down, they just gonna replace
Who
you.
we got? I was
So
just about to say, who we hiring next?
you better live your life.
That's true. Or just looking forward to the weekend. That's sad.
That's sad.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I would definitely agree. Work-life balance. Is that what the question was?
Yes.
Oh yeah, work-life balance.
But it would be nice if you had the money.
Oh yeah.
Right. But at the end of the
I like
day,
my pockets lined.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm. That help you with the balance.
Right. I can't balance it. I got none. All right. Do you have to go out? Do you have to go out to be noticed by your husband?
No.
Okay, wait. So,
You just said no.
but here's the
I'm
thing,
sorry,
though,
what?
because I remember having this conversation, a while. Well, having a similar conversation with you guys.
Now you're like she ain't talking to nobody else.
She said, "Woohoo!" With you guys. And the way that you were saying, okay, are you asking as a single, do I need to go out to find my husband, or is it like I'm already married and we need to go out so my husband noticed that
Clarify that.
Yeah,
I don't know. But answering it both ways.
If it's
Do you need to go out? Let's answer the first way. Do you need to go out to find, say, your future husband?
I would say yes. You need to get out the house.
Yes.
Because he not just gonna knock on the door and be like, "Hey, God, let me here."
Exactly. That
would be like,
just so happens to
I'm
move
slamming
in
that
next
door.
door, which could happen.
It could.
But
But if you don't leave your
Say, God,
house,
let me here.
he just sleep on the front porch and you open it. That's not gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen.
That's
Or unless
scary.
it's like a dating app.
I mean, I don't know.
I really truly remind me to tell you guys about dating app experiences.
Yo, comment down below. Do y'all want to hear that about her dating app
Because,
experiences?
Listen.
Please comment and let us know. Because
Y'all wanna hear about
they
it.
crazy.
Trust.
Anywho, you definitely need to leave the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Do you think you need to be on social media?
no,
Okay, thank you.
I don't think that's a necessity. Now that
Necessity, I think it helps.
it helps, yes. It increases the pool.
You need at least a new picture a year. You got your 2022.
But what if her brother is at school?
It could. I mean,
Listen.
I'm saying they
Hopefully
could
come
be.
before the end, but-
We talk about this off camera as far as finding someone or going places that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And potentially finding someone there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yes, you can do that. I'm just saying I don't think social media
it's not
is a bad
thing.
thing. It gives a reference point.
Yeah, that's true.
When people they meet somebody, they want to go learn a little bit more about that person. Where
I'm
they
going
going?
to find it on social.
I'm going to
And
find you on social media.
You're not gonna know nothing about me.
Well, they gonna have to see
You gonna have a
these
picture
videos.
of freshman year. Now that's what I
Okay.
agree on. Yes, you do need to.
I said a monthly picture. They gonna have to click a link so they can see.
Go to the YouTube.
That's
They can't go to
We talked
YouTube.
about this before too.
Yeah.
Off camera. That's all right. Okay, now answering the question as far as do you have to go out to be noticed by your actual husband?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
Cause listen, I could be in the house with a moo and you gonna notice me. Because I want my man to be that attracted to me to where like when we go out, it's just more like an added bonus. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, like I knew I'm married right, but girl, that's how I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause you don't have to just give sexy outside of the house. You know, on date night.
Right. And we gonna do it in the front of the house too.
Yeah.
The marriage don't stop when you leave the house.
Yeah, if it's talking about marriage, then I don't think anybody wants to just have to go out to be noticed.
Right.
It should be noticed in general.
Or like
You ain't seen me when you walk
But
out.
you should be going out and like, you know,
romance and wine and
Yeah.
dine.
Getting yourself together.
Yeah, that's different.
Because if you see me in the streets, you don't know
feel
me.
me?
No, I was like,
Don't turn the other way.
Please don't.
because listen, it's giving. What church she go to?
Okay. No, is she really?
Right.
Did she say?
Mind your business. That's her.
That's
Between me
her
and
ain't
mine.
Lee.
Listen,
Per.
between me and my man.
And that's okay. I feel like growing up in church, people try to make it seem like you can't look a certain way for your husband. Girl, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
One thing about
I
me.
ain't convicted by it, huh?
Exactly. I'm gonna dress up for my man.
For my man.
And son.
Okay, and then some. What that mean? Put some sauce on it. The next question.
You smell the flames all the way from
Brooke,
I'm sorry.
But it's me, like, am I sweating?
you said in a previous video,
Did I?
you said that you do not like the terminology good man. And the people
Oh,
want to know
you
why.
said that?
I did.
You agree with her?
Okay.
Wow, what was the conversation?
This is,
I know exactly the conversation.
this was
you're talking
just a
about.
couple videos
Remember
ago.
when we said we
We
didn't like
were
good
talking
men?
about love. What's that show called? We were talking about one of them shows.
It wasn't a show.
It was.
No.
Mother,
We was talking about oh, if your friends don't like your partner.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the guy you're dating.
and you said you didn't like,
I said I don't like the term
terminology.
good man.
and I agree.
Maybe you just understood where she was coming
Here's
from.
the thing with like, it's like I don't like when women be like, oh, that's a good man because he went
Paid the bills.
in exactly because he paid the bills or because he has a doctorate or he's a doctor somewhere. Just because he has all those credentials
On paper.
on pay don't mean he's a good man. Like, what is
Okay.
a good man? I need more. And I feel like anytime the term good man is used, it's always followed by a bunch of stuff that really doesn't stick at the end of the
Like a bunch of
day.
accolades.
Yeah,
Okay,
like, but that
okay.
has nothing to do with
I can
a
get behind
true
that.
good man.
I can have one foot behind that. I mean, I don't think it contributes. I don't think that justifies not liking the terminology. I just think that that creates a conversation of
What is a good man?
what is
Yeah.
a good man and really making it more character based,
More so than
more
yeah.
so accomplishments.
What?
Okay, yeah. I
Yes.
get that.
Because
Yeah.
I think a good man is a good man, right? Because we say I'm a good woman, you a good woman,
I'm a
you a
great
good woman,
woman.
you a great woman. Okay, and a good woman, a great woman want a good and a great man. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I was just asking Savannah because I was kind of confused.
Yeah.
Not just me, the other people was confused. They asked.
They did.
They just want to know what you meant by
My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to cause confusion.
And look at me, because I'm like, I agree.
It was just more so like in that conversation, like, you know, like people, oh,
You do kind of get tired of people saying that,
Yeah.
especially when you know it to not be.
Making
or
it
he was a good
cliche.
man,
Yeah.
like,
Because that's just like on Waiting to Exhale when the Whitney's mom was like, "That's a good man,
Listen.
Savannah."
Okay,
And
and
he
he
had
was
been
married.
trash, and he was cheating
the whole time.
He was trash the whole time. That wasn't a good man.
No.
She was saying that because of what you're saying. He had money.
Yeah.
He had accolades. Like he had certain things, but that really did. His character was trash.
His character was trash.
He wasn't a good man. Yeah. So don't just be putting that title on everybody. Every man ain't a good man. Every woman ain't a good woman.
Yeah.
All right.
Her.
Next question. Thank you for clearing that up. You did a great job. Next question. Your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible to physically cheating, but they thought of you and came home. What's the first thing you say to them?
I'm honest, gonna be honest.
I can't.
It ain't gonna be anything warm and welcoming.
Okay, like.
I'm gonna be honest. Granted, you didn't do it, and I appreciate that for not going all the way. I guess. But
I guess.
I don't know.
It's kind of like, what do you want me to do with that
I'm a-
information?
Right. Yeah, like I don't know what. We definitely need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because why did you feel like you want to cheat on me?
I don't know why that's funny. It's the way you just. It's the way you just said that.
I'm gonna need the Holy Ghost to cover my mouth because I feel like I would go back to like 20 12 Deja.
So you want to be appreciative that he was honest with you in the first
In
place?
that moment,
But
no.
then it makes me think, how do I know that you're being honest?
And like to your point, how did you get there?
Right.
Because
Right.
I would have preferred this honesty.
At the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Before it got to
you
that
ever
point.
even got to this point. Before you even ever got to the point of the thought of
Right.
going to be with that
person.
You needed to be honest when it first started.
When you start having thoughts, when you looked at that person and said,
Yeah.
oh, I'm trying to, or oh, I'm possibly would do.
No, and I think sometimes people use that against you.
Damn, baby.
Like,
you want to be by TT.
I think sometimes that can be a way to manipulate people. Like, I thought of you and I didn't.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you're doing me a favor by telling me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You're not giving me it's giving.
You're not doing me no favors, huh?
You're not doing me
No,
any
you're not doing me no favors.
Because why did you even allow yourself to get to that point? So you being honest now is probably because you're guilty about
something.
what you were so close to doing, and it's too much for you, so you need to tell
And
me.
too close to me means I didn't go all the way, but you didn't kiss, you didn't hug, you didn't touch, you didn't emotionally. That's all still a little bit too much for me.
Can you come back from that?
For me, emotional
Somebody
cheating.
tapped out.
Listen,
Somebody shut down.
if you've kissed and we're not married,
oh,
are we married? Or are we not married?
we're not married.
If we're not married, please,
Sorry.
that's not for me.
You are married.
We are married, then obviously we're gonna have to have a conversation because you're my husband. You vowed to spend the rest of your life with me, and obviously, if I'm marrying somebody, you better believe I'm loving you to the depths of the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna want to work it out if it's somebody I'm married to. Clearly, I'm getting upset about this, thinking about this, the man that hasn't even cheated on me.
Right.
But no, I don't think I could come back from it, baby.
You don't think?
Well, you just said you did.
In a marriage, yes.
Okay.
In a marriage, the thought would be entertained.
I need to see remorse. I need to know that you are genuinely, disappointed in what you did. That you actually want to grow. You want to figure out
for the rest of our marriage.
You want to put some new gates up in our relationship to protect it.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to go to new boundaries to make me secure again in it. You know what I mean? Like to trust you to that same degree because you've compromised it at this point.
Because I feel like in a marriage, if you come to me and it's like, hey, this happened.
Because one thing I feel like I would also do is not necessarily seek revenge, but I'm probably gonna find me another man.
Wait, in what aspect?
Not in a marriage, obviously, not. But I'm thinking about
You said I'm not gonna wait, but then you just said I'm not gonna seek revenge. But
I'm not gonna seek revenge, but I'm gonna find me another man. I'm confused.
Like in the marriage, I'm gonna be thinking about going to give me another man.
So you come home and be like,
there might be
I almost, but then I thought about you.
Like we went to the movies, we went out to eat. There might be a period of separation.
Listen,
that's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
And I pray that the Lord will keep.
That's not the life for me.
Okay. Sorry. Next question. Don't you mad?
That's what he wrote. It is 20 degrees.
Sorry. Next question. Would you like to be proudest of your accomplishments or your character?
Wow.
Character.
Mother like accomplishments?
I feel like I'm very proud of my character, so let's just add to it.
Overall, though.
I would say character.
Yeah.
That's more important than what you accomplish, because the way you accomplish certain things, you know what I mean?
You should be depicted on your character.
Yeah, because there are things that you may accomplish that you're not proud of because you know what you did to get that thing. So I would say character for sure.
I would agree. Someone said, another question is, what did preparing to be a wife look like?
Couldn't tell you.
Mother, because mother over here already plotting to give revenge.
I will say this though, girl, you better relax. Okay,
Extra compliment.
you better relax. I will say this, and this is coming from someone who's very much single and obviously never been married. But I will say, I think you could prepare to be a wife by preparing yourself, if that makes sense.
It makes
like prepare you, and you gonna be a wife. You know.
Yeah, if that's what you desire.
I mean, that's what I would say. Yep. TD Jakes put it on this wise. No, it's fine.
Come on,
TD
guys,
Jakes
come
said, I remember hearing this some years ago from him. He said, "You're not a wife because somebody picked you or you gained that title. If you were a wife, then you were born that."
Yeah.
Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was always in the cards for you, then you were always a wife. So I think it's more so not just looking for the event of becoming something, but actually developing who you are and becoming something that you can be proud of and that you know is going to contribute to somebody else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's going to add to, you know, the ultimate vision and enhance somebody, right? So if I'm preparing me, then I'm gonna be prepared for whatever this is, because honestly, once you get married, one, I mean, there's gonna be things about you that changes. There's gonna be things about that person that changes, and there's gonna be things that is gonna be specific to your actual relationship.
Yeah.
So it's hard to prepare to be a wife when you need your preparation is really.
It's like,
How about your development is in that relationship?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So the preparation of how to prepare to become a wife is just to prepare the woman
Yeah.
to grow.
Yeah.
Do better.
Be your
Spiritually,
best self.
emotionally, financially, all those Elise.
And I think that'll make your marriage more fulfilling when you're satisfied in who you are.
Oh yeah.
You can be secure in your space within that
Because
relationship.
you know you.
It makes it fun too, because you spend a little less time trying to fix somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
You
try to
can
figure
enjoy
things
each
out.
other. Yeah. That's
Because there's already going to be things that you're going to have to work on. It's the
Right.
inevitable. So if you can come prepared and have worked on you, and that person can compare having worked on them, then I think it's only up from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Okay. A man tells his significant other to be submissive. She tells him that that's an outdated way of thinking. Who is right? Explain.
Say that again.
A man tells his significant other to be submissive. She tells him that that's an outdated way of thinking. Who's right? Explain.
She's wrong.
Yeah, it's not outdated.
It's not outdated.
But don't come at me like that.
Right. It's not an outdated thing. I think what really is important here with this word is context and what one's definition of submissive is. Because for me,
Which one was one's definition?
because
'Cause
submission
people
can look like
beat that over you.
exactly,
Okay.
and that's honestly another term that we won't discuss here. But that could be.
You wondering the term?
Oh my gosh, girl!
What? I wouldn't. That's something that I just can't see myself.
Like, or just master. But submissive to me, and I feel like y'all is just more so, you submit to the leadership of your man according to God's will.
Yeah, but you need.
That's key right there.
Yeah, you need a
Because
church
you just
thing.
don't be submitting to something he ain't even hearing from God, can't get a prayer of. But I'm gonna be submissive to him because I know that he has guidance from the Lord, and I have to heed to that. I'm not gonna submit to anything else, as such as go do the dishes when I say, or go make my plate. That type of submission.
Oh
No,
my
I'm gonna
god.
put my hands on you probably if you talking to me like that.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Mother. Okay, let me say this.
Listen,
Wait, what?
listen. I'm tired of her because what I just said, but basically,
Okay, so I feel like with submission, I think she was wrong in saying that it was outdated. But for me personally, I think that whoever the Lord has for me, I'm obviously I'm gonna submit, but I don't think that they would be like, you need to submit.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's always about how you say things, because you can tell me or like say, hey, I need you to submit in this area without saying submit to me in this area. Like, hey, I really, God is leading me to do this. This is the way that we should be going. That's different than saying submit. And I think that sometimes that can just be, for me, a trigger. Just like hearing that word, because in the past you may have been in a situation where it was used in a way that it shouldn't have been used. You know what I mean? So I think I technically, I mean, I'm not a fan of the word, but I'm not against the concept of what submission is supposed to be like. I just think sometimes it's the way that we say things to people, and you just don't want to be with somebody who's trying to lord that authority over you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And throw it in your face, like, oh, this is my position, so you need to listen to me.
Which is what a lot of, which can happen a lot in the church.
Absolutely.
Just the history of certain situations. Like, it happens. It's not right, but it does happen. But if you do it God's way, you still can feel respected and not feel like a doormat.
Yeah, it'll look more like a conversation.
Yeah.
You consult with your spouse, you know, hey, I'm being really led to go this way, you know, and I really think that this is something for us. Wifey's like, okay, babe, you know, I trust you.
And it may not always look like that.
It
may have
opposition. It's not always that easy
to get on board and be like, you know, I don't know about that. Like, let me
think about it, or
let God clear that up on my end. You know, in some situations, because it's probably not going to be that easy to give up what you think you should be doing, especially as a woman, like just being independent.
I agree with what both of y'all saying. I think submission is definitely sometimes the word is a hard pill to swallow because some of the things that have been attached to it and how some people kind of abuse it and use it to have women be kind of subservient, I guess, to them, and just, you know, doormat.
Control.
But and be controlling, yes, but at the end of the day, whether you like the terminology or not, it's still submission. It's still in the Bible. Because I already know in my personal life that. But yeah, it's been a hard thing. It's a hard concept because it's not even just decisions. It can really be how you show up.
Yeah.
What you say.
Yep.
How you respond. You know what I'm saying?
You can't
like,
just say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
And that can be hard because, you know, in your personal life when it's just you would do that. Say whatever I want.
Right.
But it's more.
It don't work like that with other person.
respectful
Yeah.
Mindfulness with your spouse.
And the Lord get you together.
Listen.
But I think with the right person, it's a safe thing. It's more of a safeguard than just.
With the right person, it's worth it. Worth it.
Yeah.
And you should definitely. You can't submit to somebody who's not submitted to the Lord.
Right.
So if I'm submitting, it's because I know that you are submitted as well. So that's key. Don't just submit to anybody, as V was saying.
Yeah.
But the right person, even if it's hard, it'll be worth it. So with this question, this girl was wrong and outdated, as y'all said, but he probably was wrong in his delivery.
Yeah. Even if he said it sweet as can be, that's still like.
It's like, I thought you just said. Oh, you just saying don't say that word.
Don't
say that word to you.
I would have to, and that's probably something that God has to help me with just hearing that. Because even when you first read the question, I was kind of like,
but who's asking, are you going to submit to me?
Bruh,
are men doing that?
Listen, you'd be surprised with some of these brothers.
That would take me aback on a day if a man just, so.
What if he said, what
me.
if he said, what do you think about submission?
I'd be like, what kind? That's exactly what's going to come out of my mouth. What kind? What you talking about? We're speaking specifically submitting in a negative way.
But I like the concept.
As it relates to control. No.
Yeah.
We do agree with biblical submission. Yes. I think that's the more of the story.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to talk more offline. We're going to have to let the friends go.
Listen.
So we got this.
Because things need to be said.
Yeah.
I hope y'all talk about it on amongst your own time too. But
yeah. So don't forget to what's sister looking like?
Because I'm trying to figure out like because I feel like it depends on what you trying to tell me to do.
That's what I said. What kind of submission?
All right. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Girl Imputed. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I don't know. Y'all, we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Bye.